Today, December 1st marks World AIDS Day, and tonight we're highlighting a near 40-year AIDS survivor. We're talking about Willis Bivens, and he lives right here in Atlanta, documented his experience as an activist in scrapbooks. And Joe Ripley shows us his activism is now on display for generations to come.
Willis Bivens will turn 80 next month. The pages in these scrapbooks only tell part of his life story. Born in Birmingham in the Jim Crow South in 1942.
I was about 18 or 19.
Bivens came out as gay in college.
I went to the library and looked up the word homosexuality and discovered there were other people that were homosexual that were like me.
His travels would take him to North Carolina, New York, cities and continents all over the world. A frequent visitor of the historical Stonewall Inn, Bivens marched in the first Pride Parade in New York City in 1970. By the 80s, Bivens moved to Atlanta, founded a number of LGBTQ groups, and was active in the fight for equal rights.
Atlanta had anonymity. They could live the life that they wanted to, that they couldn't across in small town South. And so it's always been a haven for members of the LGBTQ community.
Randy Gue flips through the scrapbooks Bivens donated to Emory University's Rose Library.
Rare gay liberation.
Chock full of pictures, pamphlets, newspaper clippings, all documenting his experiences as a social activist over 4 decades, even through Bivens' battle with AIDS starting in 1985.
A full-blown case of it. I got sick. I went to the hospital. I went to Grady. It was horrible. But I survived. I don't know how I did. Don't ask me that. I don't know how I survived all these many years with HIV.
You're not likely to share that. So there still is definitely a bias, a fear. You know, it's very similar to COVID.
LGBTQ activist Dave Hayward is a close friend of Bivens. He says a whole generation was lost to the AIDS epidemic, and all this time later, a stigma remains.
Because he valued the story.
Bivens' life, preserved in these pages, serves as an inspiration to others like him and those who came after him.
Me being part of the community, I wouldn't be able to be here and be out and proud and, you know, all that without people like Willis, who went through it all and paved the way for us.
For others, these pages offer a passage to the past, a reminder of the fight to find a path forward.
Not only that we went through that, but that we got through it, and we not only survived, but we prevailed.
These days, Bivens spends his time over at A.G. Road Senior Care, sharing his stories with friends and staff. Students over at Emory still study his scrapbooks. Bivens says it's a joy to know people will continue to learn about the struggle for equality for generations to come.